Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I am very happy to have you here today. We are going to go ahead and dive straight into your reading today. I do want to start with the Rumi card. I don't know. I don't want to, yeah. All right, yesterday was yesterday, today is today. Here we are in this present moment. Isn't it lovely? Anyway, guys, I do like to start my readings by thanking those of you who have been longtime viewers, who like, share, subscribe, support, comment. I really do deeply appreciate you all. You're amazing. I especially appreciate your warm messages of support yesterday. That was very lovely. And guys, if you're new here, welcome. I'm very happy to have you. Just keep in mind that all these messages are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? For our Rumi message, we are getting, your heart is a field of tulips that cannot be touched by age, and the key of patience opens the door of happiness. Interesting. Both of those cards have the commonality of time, of not to be in a rush. And you guys have been getting this message. So interesting. I don't know. I'm definitely getting temperance energy from both of these things. Being patient, waiting for the thing to come together. We may not always see love coming into our lives, and sometimes it just arrives out of nowhere, A lot of times it just arrives out of nowhere, I remember, when I met my husband, that was the last thing that I thought that was going to happen to me that day. I really was not thinking that I was going to meet him, that it was even a possibility. So, interesting. All right, let's dive into your reading. For Pisces, please, Spirit, what messages do you have for Pisces? For Pisces today. What's going on with Pisces, please, Spirit? Oh boy. Pisces, some of you, I feel this a lot in your energy, a past person. I'm not sure if this past person has made their move, is making their move, has, kind of let you know that they're sort of showing up or that they're thinking of showing up. Oh, it's a lot, this energy. I'm not even going to lie. I can feel it when I meditate. A lot of you have a past person who's like, should I go see about Pisces? This is someone that did not give equally to the situation. What I get in this energy is kind of someone who doesn't really know themselves. Someone who Pisces, I just get this sense that you made them think. You made them understand that there was something deeper, or the potential of something deeper in life than what they were sort of exploring, or what they were sort of consumed by or lost in. And that depth is where you find the meaning. That depth, the deeper you go, that's where you find the stuff worth kind of having. And it's like, when this person was with you, they got a taste of it. I think at the time, it's like they just didn't know themselves. They weren't equipped to deal with it. And I think that they may have run from a situation. They may have ghosted. They may have, this escape card on the bottom of the deck. It says, I left when things got hard. And it feels like when something challenged them to think on a deeper level, it's like it was fine when you were providing all of that for them. But when you were like, well, what about you? they were like, oh, me, I don't know anything, you know, like I haven't thought about these things. I don't know. But they didn't want to sound stupid. They didn't want to be exposed. They didn't even want to be exposed to themselves. So they were like, I gotta go. But however they left, whatever happened here, there is this feeling of, even when I left, I knew it wasn't over, or there was something that we hadn't gotten to the bottom of, or there was something that we hadn't seen all the way through. I think with this person, there may have been a lot of deep conversations. For some of you, this may have even been a primarily like online kind of energy, where it was like, you may have even been at a distance where you may have had to really communicate a lot. And through this communication, I feel like, you know, it's almost as if this person was sort of getting to know themselves, or was waking up to this idea of thinking on deeper levels or something. And it's like they've been away, and I feel like, you know, they thought they could go back to like status quo, business as usual kind of energy, but I feel like it left this lingering kind of imprint on them, where it's like nothing really kind of felt the same. And knowing that there is much more to it, and that the much more is much more satisfying as well, has kind of let this person stew in it, you know? And I feel like this energy of, you're their guide, you're the only way they know how to get there kind of energy. And so there's just this feeling with this person. And for some of you, it may have even been that this person intuitively, when the conversation started, knew, oh, whoa, this is like out of my league. But they were like curious, and they were like, I can do this, I can hold my own. There's a little bit of ego in it. And so they went for it, and they were not prepared, and they were not equipped. And I think, you know, part of them regrets even finding out about it, because now they can't just be happy. They can't just accept their life as it is. So now it's causing them to have to really evaluate things that I don't think that they necessarily really wanted to, you know? And I think one of those things is reciprocity and equal give and take. I do feel a little bit of a Knight of Wands kind of energy, or like someone who was just like, this is cool, that's cool, there's an opportunity, there's something that looks fun, da da da, you know, kind of in life. And it's like, that's what kind of drew them towards you. It was a new experience. Pisces, I feel as though you've kind of turned your back on this situation and have kind of started going in a different direction. Let's see what's up. I think this person knows the only way they can come back is to really offer you something solid and stable, and to really put their money where their mouth is. And I feel like, you know, they are not really totally 100,000% sure they can actually do that. So there's kind of this feeling of like, God, I wish it never happened. I wish I didn't know what I know. But since I do know what I know, I have to kind of deal with what I know. And I know that the only way I'm going to get back to Pisces and get exposure to that depth again is by offering Pisces an equal give and take. And I feel like this person is very reticent to do that. I feel mostly it's that they don't know if they're capable of it. It's like when they got in deep before, they realized they weren't capable of it. And now they're not quite sure. They're not quite sure what it looks like to be capable of it. I think they know they've changed, but I don't think they know whether or not that's enough. You have our logical minds can't make sense of what the heart does. Someone is overthinking, attaching to ego, and blocking out the deeper level of connection that could exist. Hello, did I not literally just say that? You have been brought this new person. See, I told you, you've moved in a new direction into your life for an important reason. They have something valuable to share with you, so give them an opportunity. Then you have pause and take some time before you make a decision about this person. Some information may still be missing from the story, which will reach you when the time is right. Then you have, this is a karmic partner and you are circling around the same lesson over and over until it is learned. Oh my God, you guys. Whoa. So you have two people, I feel, or you will, or the energies are there. And I feel like Spirit is saying, give the new person a chance. I feel that, you know, when you start talking about our logical minds can't make sense of what the heart does. It's kind of like the heart wants what the heart wants. Like this person came in, they woke something up inside you as well. These feelings, this desire for them, for this connection, the vision of it, the thought of it, the feeling of it. And it's like you may have even stayed there stuck for a while, but now you have some kind of new opportunity that's coming in. And now you have, I think, this past person coming back. So I'm feeling this energy of like, yeah, open up to the new person, but take it slow. And keep in mind, this is a general reading and you should never take anyone else's advice for your life. You know best for you. If it resonates, it means that you already feel this within yourself. But what I'm saying is a confirmation. Because what I'm feeling is that there is a lesson to be learned here. Okay, there is. Well, how do we learn a lesson, or how do we show the universe that we have mastered this? We make a different decision. That doesn't mean that like when the past person comes back, you have to choose the new person. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that what I'm getting literally is that you're choosing for a different reason. You're choosing based on different information. It's not like, oh yeah, this person is presenting red flags, or I know this person to be a Knight of Wands or something, but I'm just taking them at face value and I'm going all in and I'm investing all my valuable love or my emotion into this person when I can see they're not a safe or reliable bet. You know what I'm saying? And it can be that now they're coming back around and they are showing up in that energy. And so choosing them is choosing the reliable person. You know what I mean? You got to really pay attention to your own situation. There are so many nuances, and you're a Pisces, and I promise you your intuition is amazing. And you can trust it. So that's about the only promise I can make. You have this energy where it's telling you to literally go slow, just like the Rumi cards. Like, take your time. We'll give people the time and space to show you who they are, not tell you, not present what they want to present to you, but to show you. And so that you can make a different decision here, so that you break a pattern of karmic lesson cycles. On the bottom of the deck, and this feels very much like a confirmation, it says the feelings between you and this person are mutual. Someone must take the first step to move it forward. So I feel like, Pisces, it's kind of like the ball is in your court. This is one of those things where it's like you're the one that's going to have to make this choice. Only you can make it. And you may have to kind of pause and take a breath and really ask yourself, okay, am I making a different decision? Am I making a decision based on different facts? Am I, whatever it is with you, right? Whatever, and you usually know if you introspect after something happens and you go, oh man, I made this mistake again, or oh man, I abandoned myself right there, or oh man, you know what I mean? Then you'll know for sure whether you're making a different decision or not, if you're honest with yourself. Lord have mercy, I just got the strongest message. Don't stop looking outside yourself for the answer. Look within yourself. How am I feeling? How does this person make me feel? Do I feel calm? Do I feel reassured? Do I feel at peace with this? Yes. Oh my. That was very strong. Okay, so don't look to them to provide the answer. It is all within you. And that may be the different decision that you're making. Okay. All I think some of you had a really hard time letting go of someone. Wow, some of you are breaking the pattern of codependency in your life, and this could even be generational or ancestral. Wow. Wow. 2 cards of like 3 cards really of patience already today with Rumi and this. Whoever I'm doing this reading for, I feel like there's a past person where it felt like it just felt like this person has me on lockdown. You know, even if I try to move forward, even if I try to move in another direction, you know, maybe I'm comparing people to this person. Maybe I'm, you know, it's like I just can't get myself to feel the same thing. Or it can even be, you know, when you're really hung up on someone, then you are going to find flaws in anyone that's not that person. You are immediately going to. And that doesn't mean that those flaws aren't there and that you shouldn't listen to that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we find what we're looking for. And when we feel like we've already found what we're looking for, then if we keep looking, nothing is going to compare to it. Nothing is going to be able to give us what that gives us, because we've already set that as our standard, or as our benchmark, as the thing that we really want. It's kind of like spinning your wheels and not going anywhere. You know, it's like you're acting like you're moving, but you're not really going anywhere. So I feel like you finally see, for some of you, there's definitely some kind of online connection here. I'm definitely getting this. I'm getting a lot of communication. It's like I can't, maybe there isn't a physical connection constantly, or you know, we can't rely on the physical connection to keep us connected. So we have to rely on this communication, or constant communication. Or this can even be where it's like, even if you are in the same place, it's like you just texting all day, or, you know, it's like this is the first person you want to tell about anything. This is the first person that you want to send an email to or a text to, or for some of you, I'm even getting like another country. Obviously that's not for everyone, but it feels as though I'm relegated to this. This is my only option. With the keys here and the prisoner here, it's interesting because for some of you, I pick up that there is a deep understanding when you look within yourself of, let me try to think of an example here, or just ask for one. Okay. So maybe both of these people really like you, right? But one of them isn't brave. One of them, you know, runs away from anything that involves any kind of depth. But the other one is brave and, you know, really dives into difficult communication, or isn't afraid to have the hard conversation. With this key thing and the prisoner thing, a part of me is feeling like for some of you, this new person has the keys to open a deeper level within you, instead of you being the one to open a deeper level inside other people. It's crazy, but it's like the way in which they show up. And maybe it is bravery. Maybe it is the courage to be vulnerable that gives you the opportunity to go a layer deeper than you have gone with vulnerability and intimacy. But the keys I always associate with the Hierophant. And it is, you know, it's unlocking some kind, I feel it's freeing you from something here. I feel like you had to have made the decision to sort of move away from this past person on your own. Otherwise, I don't feel like you would have been super open to whatever this is, this new thing. You have this energy of miracle right in the center, and it's giving me this vibe right here. It says, your prayer has been answered. A miracle is on its way. And this is kind of like, you know, when you're stuck on someone or you're energetically so connected to them and you just feel like you can't break free, and they're thinking about you, so you're thinking about them, and it feels like it's not really within your control. And you're asking God or the divine or the universe or whomever you pray to, whomever you reach out to, for the strength or for the help or to cut the cord or to do this or to do that. And it feels as though you're getting that help. With the tested and the addiction, this is that energy where we're talking about pausing and reflecting and making a different decision. For some of you, it feels a little bit like anxious attachment or codependency here with the addiction energy. It could be a literal addiction. It could be their other person's. It doesn't have to be yours. But for some of you, I feel like there is this codependency or this need for external validation that probably, I feel very generational, ancestral energy around this. It may even be that your parents taught you that you were not valuable unless someone else approved of you or unless you were loved, or, you know, you got that messaging. I mean, we all get that messaging to a certain extent from society that, like, if we don't pair off and procreate, there's something wrong with us. We're unlovable. We're faulty. We're flawed. We're you know, we're not worthy. We're not, you know, whatever. And that is just messaging. And that messaging is the problem of the people who are putting it out there, not you. Some things take time. And some people don't get soulmates in their 20s. That just is the way it is. Some people's soul purpose doesn't align with having a soulmate in your 20s. You know, we cannot look around at our neighbor and our brothers and our sisters and our whomever, the commercials, the TV, whatever, and be like, oh, that's where I should be. No, because no one else has the same soul mission as you. Your soul mission may be to, like, go to school and get super educated and stay focused on that path. And if you were to meet your soulmate at that point, Spirit knows, you would be distracted. You would go in a different direction. You might not finish. You might not complete it. And without it, then you can't complete your whole mission here. You know what I'm saying? So the Spirit's got a perfectly great soulmate for you at a different time in your life. You know, maybe you're not, you know, it's just, we have to be open to all those possibilities. Well, we don't have to be. You can do whatever you want. But, like, in my head, in my life, even though I found my person at 20, which may have been a bit early, you know what I'm saying? Although I wouldn't trade him for anything, but, like, you know, I really didn't have time to, like, as an individual, really discover who I was. That's what we do in our 20s. Luckily, I married someone who gave me the space and the freedom to do that while I was married, but I've been about 3 different people since he married me. I mean, you know, completely. But not every partner is like that, you know what I mean? And you know, like, oh God, what is this song playing in my head? You might not get what you want, but you get what you need. Rolling Stones. Anyway, what I'm getting here is that sometimes when we don't get, especially when there's pressure, cultural pressure, familial pressure, you know, whatever kind of energy, pressure, I just keep feeling pressure. It can really bring about an energy of codependency because we think we need someone else in our life. It just changes the way we see things. It skews our perspective. And it may be, right, that you're freeing yourself from a bigger thing. And you may even be freeing your ancestors, you know, I mean, depending on what you believe. But when you heal yourself, you heal the multi-generations behind you that passed that wound onto you. It's just striking me that this person has to be by themselves to figure it out. This person has to be by themselves to change, to transform, to have this experience. And then you go into this gorgeous energy of, you know, drainage, patience, and release yourself. And it's like this energy of looking at the things that are draining you, the things that are taking the joy out of your life, these needs, these and keep in mind, guys, I'm just using these things as examples. There can be many different examples or many different stories, scenarios, energy associated with this. But comparison is the thief of joy. I'm getting that. I'm getting, you know, and it just feels like, why are those people getting it and I'm not getting it? And it's just like, man, it just, like I keep getting, it just may not be your time. Like there may be something else here for you. Or maybe spirit wants you to be in a healthy relationship for the rest of your life. Maybe spirit's like, hey man, you deserve this. And in order to have this, you got to be by yourself for a hot second and get strong within yourself and turn your focus within and find that love of self and that internal validation, so that, you know, when you find someone, it's not about I need you. It's about, wow, we are better together. Because when it's about I need you, that really does not ever work. It's really always a power imbalance. And with this patience thing, it is just trusting divine timing. It is just saying like, okay, you know, I'm trusting you. I'm trusting this journey. I'm releasing myself from feeling that I should be something that I'm not. I'm releasing myself from this feeling that like without a partner, I am less than or something. I can't really put my finger on it, and it is different for everyone. So it's whatever that is, you know. On the bottom of the deck, you have this handshake forgiveness card, and you also have this karma card. You know, one of these two people is a karmic lesson. And I feel like this is sort of amicably parting ways. Like, hey, I appreciate the role you played in my life. Thank you so much. See you on the flip side. You know what I mean? It just feels like an amicable parting of ways of just like, wow, okay, that was a really intense experience that we went through. And like, okay, you know, but if that is the case, I feel there is another energy right there that is kind of like the equal opposite, or is the thing that you were praying for, or it's like you didn't know to pray for this thing, but this thing is the thing that you need. Because it's interesting, in this prisoner energy, I get this sense of like, you know, I'm trying to let go. I'm trying so hard, but look at all the pictures around her. It's like maybe you're spying on the internet. Maybe you're, you know, you're not really letting go when you're actively trying to find out what this person is up to and what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's not really letting go. And it's like, I feel this sense of like, I just want to be released from this prison. I just want to be let go of this space that I feel stuck in. And here at the end, we are released. We are released, and we are able to forgive. We are able to move on. We are able to be at peace. We are able to accept, you know, And it's like we're able to cure ourselves, our own situation here. I don't know, Pisces. Take it as it resonates. Here we go. With the tarot. For Pisces, please, Spirit. What's going on for Pisces? You know, and this doesn't even have to come from intimate partners. This can come from friendship. It can even come from, you know, toxic family members, and that make you feel bad, that make you feel, wow, yeah. You know, sometimes we feel a sense of duty, obligation, honor, whatever, to our family, to our parents, to our siblings, to whatever, right? And so we can stay in situations that are actually not good for us for a long time. And with that addiction, it's like, I just feel this energy of needing to take my power back from whatever, and getting myself to a place where I'm standing on my own 2 feet, healthy and whole, to be able to move into something different, a different phase of my life. And then we see the Tower card lead us off. And with the 4 of Wands in reverse, this is giving me a feeling of family, right? It's giving me a feeling of home, and maybe having to let something go. It could even be something that feels like home. You even have this lock and key situation again, guys. I don't know. But it feels like a repeating theme. The feeling of being free. I mean, the feeling of being trapped and the feeling of being free. Wow. I haven't used these cards in years, I feel like. I don't know. Woo-wee. This energy. Guys, I mean, seriously, you've got this Tower card being clarified by the 2 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. This is like the decision to love myself, you know, the decision to sorry, for some reason my music felt super loud, like it wasn't helping anymore, it was hurting. I play music, by the way, for my intuition. It helps me. You have this 2 of Wands with the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups can sometimes be self-love. And it's interesting because the Ace is a gift from the universe. And with this addiction card, I actually feel a gift from the universe with that energy. Then again, I'm getting the Rolling Stones. You may not always get what you want, but you get what you need. Wow. I mean, it's, you know, towers are divine intervention. Towers are, you know, we always, you know, when I'm getting a reading and the Tower card comes out, even for me, I always have this twinge of discomfort. Ultimately, I have read tarot cards for long enough to know that towers are really gifts, just like every other energy. It's just really how you look at it, how you perceive it to be. And, you know, sometimes we don't want to be alone. Sometimes, you know, we just want to have what other people have, or, you know, it's like, man, why do they have, a significant other? Why did they have, you know, and it's like, you may even look at them and be like, they're not even emotionally mature. They're not even this, they are not even that. And then you may go through the whole thing of like, well, but do I really want that? Like, that is toxic. They're fighting all the time. Like, I don't need that in my life. I'm better off alone. Like, I just feel these cycles of going through kind of these energies. And it's like, there's something here where it's almost like even a decision is made to just be by myself, or to kind of take the opportunity of the Tower to love myself. You know, if everything's going to fall apart and go to hell, fine, let me just come out of it better. Let me just not ever have to experience that type of Tower again, right? And so it's this energy of, maybe this is a gift. Maybe this is an opportunity given to me by the universe to love myself, to focus on myself, to give myself what I need. And with the Two of Wands here, I feel like for a lot of you, this time period is coming to an end. It's like, you know, the Two of Wands always has this feeling of, you know, kind of leaving the past behind, coming to the crossroads and making the decision to go forward in your life. And so there's this feeling of, okay, now that I have withstood the tower, you know, I made it through this energy, I learned how to love myself, or, you know, I took complete advantage of the opportunity of the Ace of Cups that the universe was giving me, whatever that means to you, okay? And with the Two of Wands, it's like, now I'm prepared to really close out that cycle and to make that different decision that we were talking about, right? To close out that karmic cycle. And then you have this Four of Wands in reverse, clarified by the Five of Wands. This is external interference. This is anything that makes you feel like where you are isn't good enough. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Everything is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to. Exactly as it is supposed to. You are fine. You are good. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to change anything. Except maybe to stop allowing external interference in your life, or taking on board messages that are telling you, that are causing conflict within you, that are making you feel not okay about where you are. You're fine where you are. You don't need to be anywhere else. And who the hell is anybody else to tell you where you should be? Like, they don't know. They're not you. They don't know more about your life than you do. So there's this Wheel of Fortune energy where it's like things are really changing here. And this is where things start to happen for you. When you stop giving a fuck about what other people think and the influence that they're trying to have in your life. The way people try to make you feel like you're not enough because they feel like they're not enough and they want someone beneath them. It's really like that. It's really a competition. That's the Five of Wands. It's a competition. And it's like, well, if you're not the bottom of the totem pole, then that means that I'm the bottom of the totem pole, and I can't have that. So I got to make sure you stay in your place. You know, you don't need that. Why are you participating in that? Why would you listen to that, right? With the Judgment card here, it's giving you the opportunity to hear your higher calling. It's giving you this opportunity to rise up out of this energy once and for all, and to just not care what people think about you. It's the most freeing, liberating thing in the entire world. The moment I stopped caring was the best moment of my life, probably. Honestly. You know, I said what I needed to say yesterday, and people took it however they wanted to. What the ultimate result was is I got a lot of people supporting me and, you know, thanking me for sharing my heartfelt truth. That is only political because people made it that way. And I lost 4 subscribers and got, you know, a few nasty comments that I blocked those people from the channel. And one person I have literally thought about 12 times from blocking from my channel to begin with for like a year. And they wrote, "I'm a Trumper." And I was like, block. You know, I literally said, do not make a comment to me. Like, I'm not going to read it. I don't care. You know, that doesn't take a lot of energy to read. You know, you kind of look at it and you know what it says. So, but you know, it's like, okay, I promised that if you do this, then this is going to be the result. And I kept my promise. Anyway, not to go off on that tangent. It's hard. It's hard in this day and age. It is hard. It is hard. It is hard. It is so hard. It's hard. Because you think there's no way people don't see this shit, but people don't see this shit, or they choose not to see this shit. But with Judgment here, we don't care. We don't care because we're rising above it. We don't care because that's their conflict, that's their struggle, that's their cognitive dissonance. If you're a woman and you're voting against you having rights, you're voting against yourself. The fact that anyone could convince you to do that is ridiculous. And it shows a complete misalignment in your soul. And there's an opportunity there to look within and to figure that out. Anyway, with the Wheel of Fortune, this is where things start working out for you. This is where, you know, when you stop caring what other people think and you hold a space for your own truth and for your own pillar of consciousness. And because with the Wheel of Fortune, it's always the story. Where are we going to ride it with the most peace? we're going to ride the wheel of fortune. We cannot stop this wheel from turning. This wheel is going to turn no matter what we do. We're powerless to the wheel. So we can ride it on the outside. We can ride it and we can experience the extremes of the highs and the lows, right? We can feel it all. We can experience it all. We can be totally batted about by its will, by its motion, by its eternal movement. Or we can become our own pillar of consciousness, and as it turns, we hold our space of peace. We hold our space of joy. We hold our space of love, no matter what happens. It is going to turn. There's nothing we can do to stop it. You know, it's like Sir Swami Satchidananda said, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. And that's what we're doing here. And that's what we do when we stop caring about external situations. That's what we do when we don't let other people convince us that, you know, we aren't where we're supposed to be, or that, you know, like that there's something wrong with us. They don't know anything. And the more we choose ourselves, and the more we see the tower as the opportunity, and the more we hold on to the opportunities that the universe is giving us, and we take it and we make it into more, you know, we do the healing work, we do the introspection, we do the things that are just loving us with us. Listening to people tell you crazy stuff is not loving to yourself. That is not loving. Going within and saying what needs healed, what's wounded, what hurts. Let me nurture you. Let me breathe you back to life. Let me make you whole again. That's loving, you know? And it feels like the universe provided you a time here, Pisces, where you were by yourself. And that was the purpose of the time. But we don't stay there forever. And the wheel keeps turning, right? So the situations and the circumstances change. And so do you. And with the judgment here, you have completed your cycle. You are rising up out of this period of death and rebirth, kind of. So there is definitely someone who feels at a loss. You have the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and you have the High Priestess in reverse. Whenever we don't listen to our intuition, when our intuition tells us something, you know, when you see the red flags in somebody and you say, you know what, I see those red flags, but I think I can handle it. I think, you know what, I can handle those red flags. I think I could still be in this connection and do something positive with it. That's when we experience loss. That's when we experience that feeling of abandonment, right? Because that person was never capable of showing up. But we convince ourselves that we can somehow affect the situation to where they're going to want to show up, or they're going to find the strength or the energy to show up, or, you know, whatever the case may be. But there's a part of us inside that knows that we don't really have that power, and that we really can't safely sort of make that bet that someone's going to figure it out, you know? So we take these hits, we take these losses. And, you know, with the High Priestess in reverse, this could be you, Pisces, and this could be the karmic cycle that you're ending. Because your intuition doesn't really ever stop. Your intuition is always sending you messages. It's just, do you listen to it? When I was, I literally took classes to develop my intuition. And one of the first teachers that I had, said, just do me a favor. Just listen every time your intuition tells you something. Just listen. And it was funny because I remember the very first thing that happened after that, my dog was a puppy. And he had one of those stuffed animals, and he chewed it up in the hallway, the front hallway, like from my front door into like the inner sanctum of my home. He chewed up this toy. And I mean, there was fluff and squeakers and fur. And I mean, it looked like a tornado went through my hallway. And my intuition said, get up and clean that up really fast. Just get up and clean it up. And I was like, oh, my intuition. I heard my intuition. I'm going to get up and clean that up. And I mean, he had just made the mess. So I got up and I cleaned it up real quick. And I was just putting the broom and the dustpan away. And my neighbor shows up at my front door, and just to introduce themselves to me. And we ended up talking. I invited her in. We had some tea. Like, it was really lovely. And when she left, I was walking her to the door, I was like, oh my gosh, I listened to my intuition. My intuition was telling me to clean up this hallway because this person was coming over. And it was just incredibly interesting. Anyway, so I started just practicing it. And it wasn't that it wasn't that like I needed to like go out and get something or like make some huge investment. It was that it was always there. I just needed to tune into the frequency of it. And once I did that, then you don't really stop, but you can get waylaid by life. You can get where so many things are happening at the same time, or that you move away kind of from your spiritual practices or whatever. Or you're not grounded and centered, right? And then you can kind of stop hearing it. But like with this High Priestess in reverse and the Five of Pentacles, I'm really getting like, no, my intuition told me, and I just tuned it out. I just said, my logical mind took over and said, no, you're fine. You're okay. You don't want to be by yourself. You want somebody to go to the movies with. You want someone to go to dinner with. This seems exciting. He's cute. She's pretty. She's fun. She's energetic. Whatever it is. But that created some kind of loss. And when we have that intuitive hit and we don't listen, it is a form of abandonment of ourself, right? Of our highest and best. And so when we are doing that, and we're doing that on a regular basis, we do suffer a lot of losses. We do create situations for ourselves that maybe not right away, but eventually we go, man, I really wish I hadn't done that. It leads to the Five of Cups, that regret, but first we feel the loss. First we feel the abandonment. First we feel that feeling of, man, I let myself down, which can be another thing where we really have to forgive ourselves for doing that. So it could be you, Pisces, and it could be your person where they didn't listen to their intuition when their intuition was telling them that they were having that you were the person for them, and they just were not prepared to act in their own highest and best good, and therefore they lost. They felt the loss. With the Six of Cups, they may be really thinking about this heavily. They may be daydreaming about this. They may be really, really just like, man, my wish is for happiness. And when they think about what that is, it's you, Pisces. It's being back with you. For you may be, if this is just you with you, it may be like, man, you really wish you could turn back time and go back to the past where you made that choice to abandon yourself or to not listen to your intuition or to tune it out, and you could make a different decision. You could bring it into harmony, you could bring it into balance and not have to experience that loss, right? Wow. So yeah. Wow. Geez Louise, Pisces, Jesus. So yeah, this is the cycle, this abandoning of our own intuition. This is the cycle that's closing out, that's quitting. This may be a past person whose cycle is closing out and they're coming to you with their heart on their sleeve. You are their wish fulfillment. You are this is someone who's coming back to say, I've really healed. Everything sort of fell apart for me. And, I've had to kind of really figure this out. I've had to really ask myself, what the hell do I want? And when I think about what I want, when I think about my happiness, when I think about when I've ever felt the best in my life, Pisces, it was with you. And I need to close the distance. With the World card here, again, this could be people in different countries. I don't know why that's coming up for me today so much. I'm even getting like Grand Central Station with the star card. So like some kind of travel or transportation or something like that. But anyway, this is someone who's coming forward with their heart on their sleeve. This is someone, and it feels like someone who has sort of like awakened, with the Judgment and the star. It's you know, it's like someone who, after the Tower comes the star card, and it's like, you know, someone who prays. It's like in the beginning when we were looking at that prisoner energy. It's like someone who, you know, feels trapped and feels, you know, with the Tower, like everything is falling apart and like they just can't do anything about it. And then the universe says, well, we'll give you this opportunity to love yourself. And this person is like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna try to love myself. And in the course of that, there's almost this unveiling of every time they've abandoned themselves, or every time they've let themselves down. It's been because they didn't listen to their own intuition, that inner voice within themselves that was always there, that was always guiding them, that was always telling them, you know, where to go and what to do. Whenever they said, you know what, I don't need to listen to that, you know, whatever, you know, they listened to their logical mind instead of that intuitive piece, it led them astray. And it's like, you know, they're looking at that, they're facing that, they may even be vowing to never do that again. You know, this could be you, this could be your person, it could be both of you, it could be mirroring. But either way, I feel like someone is either coming towards you, Pisces, to offer you this explanation, or to kind of tell you like everything sort of fell apart, and then, you know, I had to find this space with the star card energy of healing, of feeling, allowing myself even to feel hope and optimism again when it came to love, when it came to other people or relationships, or being able to make connections, in order to even just be able to come forward and to even be able to express myself in an emotional way. There's a lot of healing involved in this. And there's a lot of honesty involved in this. And, you know, for some of you, it's like your past person may never have been able to do this. They may have had so many opportunities to see the light, to come to terms with things. And now you're dealing with someone who has been on this journey, like a new person coming in with this Knight of Cups, who has been on this journey, who has found out that like they need to listen to their intuition, and they may be coming forward on the advice of their intuition, and kind of, you know, I don't want to call this like a full court press, but it feels like they're making a strong showing here, with the Knight of Cups, of sort of being willing to be brave, or being willing to be vulnerable. And even to sort of lead with that, or to try, it's like, I recognize that the more I'm in my authenticity, the more I'm creating a space for other people to be in their authenticity as well. And what I really want to know is who someone really is. Like, they could have gone through a situation with someone who really deceived them. You may be closing out a big karmic cycle, and someone else may be closing out a big karmic cycle, and it may be your past person, Pisces, but it could also be someone new who's coming in an energy that is like, I prayed for this. This is what I was asking for. This is what I wanted. This is what I was always searching for. This is what I was always waiting for my past person to be able to show up as. It's how this person is showing up. Take it as it resonates, but, you know, this is like kind of profound. Someone's coming out of the woodwork here, and there's definitely an energy of authenticity. I mean, with this Page of Cups and it being a dog, and it's just like, I am offering you my heart. Like, I am, you know, I'll be loyal to you. I will do my best for you. I can't say that I'm perfect. I'm just figuring this out. They're a page, you know, I'm just learning, but I know that this is what I want. Intuitively, I'm super guided to you. With the Hermit, I've come out of this period of time where I've had to ask myself, what's going to make me happy? What do I want? And I don't want to be by myself anymore. I'm ready for this. And I'm showing up as vulnerably as I can. I'm showing up in this energy of just really trying to lay it on the line and be authentic with you. And you know, you have my undying loyalty. Wow. Oof. With the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck, there is this feeling of, I mean, it says celebration, mingle, friend zone. You know, for some of you with the Page of Cups, this can be a secret admirer, right? This can be someone who has been a friend or is a friend or is part of a friend group or something that's stepping forward to offer their love or to say, you know what, you know, intuitively, I just know like there could be something between us. But it feels like a celebration. It feels like a reconciliation. So it could be a reconciliation with a past person, or this can be, you know, reconciliation of a soulmate from another life that you really haven't engaged with yet in this life. But it's someone who's coming out of, it's a single separation needing space. They're like, if you're in separation and this is your past person coming back, they're coming. If this is, you know, a new person, they're coming out of a period of probably like healing and recalibrating and really finding out and figuring out for themselves like what it is that they want. Oh, dang. You have the Empress on this Page of Cups. See, this person just knows. Oh my God, look at this. You have the Nine of Swords and the Hermit coming out in reverse on the Hermit in reverse. And you have the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. Pisces, I feel like this person really sees you as the one. I mean, they see you as a total package, I feel like, and this is why they're putting their fear aside and they're putting this comfort. I mean, the Hermit is such a comfortable energy. It's such a beautiful energy. It's like, you know, I'm by myself and the only thing I'm focused on is what I want. What is going to make me happy? What is my wish fulfillment? You know, I'm having this like spiritual journey, this spiritual experience, but nothing is getting to me. You know what I mean? Nothing is hurting me. Nothing is causing my suffering. It's all about kind of positivity, growth, enlightenment, expansion, you know, really beautiful, kind energies, right? So this person is leaving that safe space, that beautiful kind of energy. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse, it does scare them. It's not that this doesn't scare them, but they are putting their fear aside. And I think they're putting their fear aside with the High Priestess upright because they're listening to their intuition. And they know that the only time that they have really suffered or felt the loss is when they didn't listen to their intuition. So they're like, okay, you know what? I'm trusting this. I'm trusting my intuition is telling me like Pisces is the Empress. I'm going for Pisces, you know, like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find the strength and the courage to get through my fear and to come out of this space that I feel really safe in and put my heart on my sleeve and be brave. And just acknowledge I don't have all the answers, but I do know this. All right, Pisces. I'm going to get you some messages. If you're dealing with a water sign, I can't bring myself to open up and let you in. I feel like I've been missing you my whole life. You're my lost paradise. You are always safe with me. Yeah, I feel like this person has had to really work through a space of fear. And if you are dealing with a fire sign, I want you by my side. Can you handle all my scars? Our love can power galaxies. If you are dealing with an earth sign, thank you for your beautiful light and energy in my life. It's heartbreaking. We can't have more than we do now. You feel like the sweetest home I've never known. And love isn't always on time. Please be patient with me. If you're dealing with an air sign, I want to give you the world. You are my favorite work of art. And I can't bear to build it all again, to watch it all wash away. Okay, Pisces. Well, I hope this helps. I hope this brings you some peace and some clarity. If it does, let me know. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you again for your support yesterday, today, always. I really do deeply appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Pisces, man, whew, I love you guys. I really do. Most of my favorite people in this entire universe that I've ever known, alive and passed away, have all been Pisces. So I'm sending you guys off with a ton of love and deep appreciation. Until next time, bye-bye.